Well, the phone just come a little bit delayed there. Do beg your pardon. Anyway, have it. Welcome to an extraordinary day. Extraordinary movements, and yeah, what can one say? Yeah. Who came up with the sell idea on the US dollar yen? Looks like that was the correct move. Sorry about that, guys. I got that one wrong. Well, it's now to jump back up again. Yeah, the market really is. It's headache stuff. This. Did it? It's a bit strange. Where does it? Where's it stop the last? Yeah. The NAS came off, then it jumped up. No, it's just be very, very careful at the moment. The Credit Suisse bailout has come to just over 50 billion US dollars. That might have some effect. The euro dollar, so the euro came out and they expected 0.5. They expected it. I didn't think it would sweep the marks. It did, and it jumped up a bit. Then it came off. Then it came down, and then it decided to pop back up again. So the dollar weakened against the euro, and then it strengthened against the euro, and then it continued down against the yen. And now the yen decided to move back up again. Yeah, it's been quite a non-plus sort of the last few hours, to be honest. Yeah, maybe the CAD CHF might come right, but I think just all bets are off at the moment, I'm afraid. Very, very strange setup. Look at that, you know? So what can I say? So Intel, the trades have been pretty hectic the last couple of days. I had to field a few rather awkward questions on that, I can tell you. Certainly not done on purpose, guys. I can promise you that. No, yeah. And the NAS are doing pretty damn fine just now. Where's the NAS? Oh, in the 15-minute, yeah. What's it now? 4, 3, yeah. Came off down here and then decided to pop back up. It's popped up for some reason the last 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes or whatever. 100 points, just like pips, just like that. What is the dollar doing? Hovering around the 104, just above it, 143 mark. No, sorry guys. This is so skittish, so directionless, very, very difficult. Yeah. Don't know what to say. It's been a bit of a rough afternoon, I tell you. Okay, well, there we are then. So the dollar yen, guys who want to short it, turned out to be correct, got stopped out, but now look, they're doing quite nicely. Now look what's happening. Just pops up the last half an hour or so, 75 pips for whatever reason. Okay. So I personally don't have a single bright idea. We can discuss things for a while, try and give some value, go over some stuff you want to have a look at. You might see something of value. Okay. Euro dollar, there's another one. See, up there, look at that movement. Then down there, now it's shut up there. It's no idea what it's doing. So sorry guys, but when you get action like price action like that, best thing is just to steer clear. That's virtually untradeable unless you're in and out with no costs on a fancy $1 trillion computer, taking a pip at a time or whatever these high-speed guys look at. Yeah. Look at the shares now. Anything happening there? See that one just joined? In tech, look at that. Gold doesn't seem to know what it's doing either. Microsoft, So it seems to be steady. Afternoon, Derek. That seemed to be steady, if nothing else. So yeah, I'm not put the Murphy's law on it, but I'm a fair bit of faith in that one. Anything happening with the NAS? Okay. Oh, Brent's another one to look at. Yeah. Remember I mentioned around about 70 might come back to. Came back to 72. I know some guys decided they're going to put a buy limit in around about the 70 area. That looks like you can take it in. But even that, I have confidence on at the moment. I was going to put a buy limit in on 0.0 so to 72, but yeah, I'm not sure anymore. Or am I? Maybe I should get to me. Coherently, let's put the weekly up. Stop loss below here. I think that's going to hold. Just doing it. I might do that actually. Now, just wait, see. Is it going to reach that? I need some help on that. What do you think? Think maybe get some upside on Brent, or we're all as sort of dazed and confused for so long it's not true, to paraphrase Led Zeppelin. Yeah.
Do anybody knows, afternoon, what happened that the yen are so strong all of a sudden?
And not more than I can say on the phone, actually. I take it maybe like more of a safe haven, because it used to be quite the yen and the Swiss franc used to be very much a safe haven currencies in the past, and maybe because of Credit Suisse, maybe that some money's gone parked into Japanese yen. It can't the bond buying here we had the new what do you call it, new president of the Bank of Japan, because that's more that I would assume would be discounted. So yeah. Right, so that's just guesswork on mine.
Yeah, I can appreciate that, because I also see that the Swiss JPY is also extremely down.
Ridiculously so, yeah.
Yesterday I thought it's going to hold that resistance, and it just popped through.
I must admit I did. I thought that support there would hold, and I thought it never would jump, but it just look at that. And I thought after a move like that, there'd be some bias coming in to push it up. If nothing more, a decent bit of profit taking. And that was yesterday. We had a little bit today, but it didn't seem to last very long. What did it bounce to? But yeah, it's fair enough, I suppose. Went out, and now that became support. Again, I mean, where to from here? Heads it goes up, tails it goes down. That's about the best I can offer. Believe me, I've been doing it for a while. I read up on stuff, and I can actually tell that reading by the price action. There's no particular stance one way or the other. The market doesn't know, and that's one way of telling. Even if you don't have to be an expert, it's still the price action. It's all over the place, just about all the instruments. So it makes it very tough to find this. So yeah, I don't want to force new trades. I want everyone to. We do find something, and I think we go at least 4 or 5 people who like it. We need a bit of that extra confidence.
Okay, so I really don't know. I had the discussion just before we joined with Marius, and yeah, I don't know about any forex pairs. He mentioned maybe a possibility that he can see on Marius. What is it? GBP, JPY, but for a buy, buy.
Either will do. Well, at the moment, it looks like it's a possible sell on this one. The yen is strong, and it has, from a technical point of view, at least we've got some extra assistance, and it's on the downside of it. I'm probably a bit of a sell. What's the weekly say? I'm angling the downside, but I thought I'm angling the upside of the yen just now, the dollar yen, and look what happened. Is it oversold again? Is it? What's it come off since yesterday? 560 pips. It's come off. I don't see how that yen is going to continue in that direction. I just can't see it. I don't know why. So in theory, that's a sell, but I'm worried it's not really in an undervalued area, even against the pound, where it might actually have a bounce. I think even now I find it difficult to call. Marius, I hear you. The odds are probably likely in a normal times. Sells a likely issue. I agree with you. But then again, you know, after coming over, was it 570? Was it? Since yesterday, come off, yeah, 570 odd pips. Wouldn't that attract some people think it might be bargain hunting time? Is there a bit of support it's going to hold? Will it come further off? I'm angling to the sell as well, but I can't say I'm confident. A couple of weeks ago, I'd be a lot more confident, put it that way. Today's price action has thrown me a bit, to be honest. So go back to the yen. I mean, why go suddenly down and it pops up? What about the euro dollar? Let's look at the euro dollar. There we are. That's a good example. It was about where it was when the 315 release came out. Popped up, popped down. I think grabbed, if you did a buy stop, maybe 15, it wouldn't have been a problem. If you had a 10 and it popped it up, would have grabbed you and then came off and then bang. Decided to jump back up again on a 15-minute 1 hour chart. I'll do a 15-minute. Look at that in the 15-minute. Look at this. 65, then up. And then, no. If it triggered you long, you might come right. Are you still in that one? If you did, anyone did that one, if it triggered the long, you might get out of jail, but I wouldn't get too cute with it.
Yeah, I'm still in on the long, but not in profit.
Not in profit. But when you get to about 10, 11 or whatever your buy stop is, it's pretty close now. So put a stop in it, it might come right. Like the CPI euro dollar came right in the end. Or it took a day to get there. Okay, we'll come back to that now. Marius put up something here. We'll start off with Netflix, because it's probably closer here. Where's Netflix? Of course, because it's already done, so put it in again. N-E-T. That's the dot. Yeah. So you think there's a possibility of some downside here? I'm sticking my downside overall, so I might be a little bit nervous on the buy on Amazon, but yeah. 285. Don't think it's going to tell me much, trying that anyway. It's definitely a slide down for the last several weeks, if you can see. A lot of indecision at the moment. You open a little bit. Look at yesterday's price action. 1 hour. Let's look at the NAS. $285. What's that? About $17 away. Put it up here. Let's see. Put it up here. Can we squeeze it there? Won't get 2 to 1 there. Where do you want to put the stop? Do you want to take a slightly wider TP with a wider stop, maybe? It's a $300 share, so it's only 3% away. So stop loss at 310. Let's just put it just a bit out of the way. Make it 312. Rather have a wider one and a bigger TP. Then I'll agree with you. Just above there. Because it wasn't at that level since March. And that's, well, March is just the other bloody day, isn't it? On an hour chart, idiot. So we'll do a day, see if you can, no wonder. What do you want? I like it, but I think I still want to have a wider stop. I was on the 1 hour chart. Prefer to have a wider stop, have a smaller position size. There's plenty of downside potential. You can take it down to here, and that's $25, which is fine. But I'd rather have the stop up there, 315.
But
What do you think?
Roger, at 310, it may get the resistance of the 100-day average.
Yeah, and that's my worry. It goes back up there, hovers it back around there, and then comes off. You don't want to be stopped out of that. I want to be above, like they're selling short. I don't want to be within that range. I want to be just above the ceiling, in the floor above, if you know what I mean.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my theory anyway. That's what I'm looking at. I'd just rather have a slightly wider stop, and then even reduce the position size slightly, and then maybe take it down there or down to here. We'll see. So that's what about 250. What about just over $11 down to the 200? It's plenty. We take it to here. Even there, we'd even take it to there. And that's plenty. Yeah. What do you think? You mean 350? And sorry, yeah, 350, not 215, but I know what you mean. And yeah, 275 is fine. Yeah, that's fine. And that will give you, add on a bit for costs, 3 to 15, call it $12. So it'll be $12 or 200 Rand a share, or 100 Rand a half a share, if you like, 0.5. What do you think? I'll put it on, then you can tell what you think. I'll put it on, because that's fair enough. We'll make it market, okay. SL315 and TP 275. Risk is $12. That's around about $200 off the top of my head. Not exact, that we do. 1.1. Sorry, 1.0. For 1.0, so if you want to do a little bit less than that, you can obviously. Now there's 0.1 is 20 Rand. So you'll do 60 Rand be 0.3, as long as you got the maths. Okay, that's not a problem. I've got it written down here anyway, so I have to write it down here anyway. That makes out. I'm just saying, I do like it, but I'm rather than standing very wary at the moment. Pete, nice to join us. Just been saying very wary at the moment of this market. What was it? 303. It's come off you as you speak, yeah. Okay. Well, you want to hear what it is, okay. All good? Sorry, you want to look a couple of others. Beg your pardon, I've done that. You want Amazon to go up to you? It's interesting. I've been with Amazon for a while. Sure, the stuff's on there all right. Well, to be honest, technically speaking, you might have a point there. I'm just very worried about buying in this damn market at the moment. It's still a bit of a sell. But yeah, technically speaking, yeah, it looks like it, but it's right at resistance now. I'm going to be a little bit circumspect on that one. What do you guys think? So you're going to wait as well on the Netflix, are you? Finally, but extremely. There's always risk involved. We understand that, NK, but this is where it's getting a bit sort of bordering on gung-ho.
I'm going to go in at 302.
On Netflix?
I'm going to go in almost at market.
Okay.
It's now currently 302.31. Maybe I must not worry too much about the 31 cent.
I haven't worried about 31 If you're happy with the strategy, take it at market. Why wait? At least that's coming off a bit, so maybe the NAD is making a bit of a retreat for the moment anyway. So I say don't forget to save your charts. Okay, what's that way on a 1 hour chart? Let's put a 15-minute. This didn't give me much direction at all. Okay, we'll go back to Amazon. The key. I'm a bit wary actually. You put my point up there, but you want a stop loss at 92.50. 92.50. What are we on there? Get back on here. 92. Oh, below here probably. Yeah, I get where you're coming from. I see where you're coming from. Right down here-ish area. Okay, and that's not too bad. It's only what about $4.50, and you want to take the 107, which is 10. That's fine. You certainly get a risk reward. I'm not that keen, but I can certainly write it down if you like. AMZN, correct? Is the code? Yep. By around where are we now? Call it 97.40. What the hell? 97.4 plus minus. SL, I'll use yours. Happy with that? 92.5 and 107 is fine. Risk is 90. What do you got? 92.50, 97, $5. Call it $5.50. What's that? It's about call it around $100. 100 rand for 1.1, but for 1.1, 1.0. I'll write it down, but I'm a bit wary on that one. I'm not so sure. Okay, that's that written down. Oh, then Meta. Thanks. I don't believe this. Just don't see me on the training. It's actually coming off there. Am I imagining things? No, it might come off there. It's coming off a bit. Excuse me, Meta. Must admit, it's very, very high, isn't it? I heard they're picking some business from Twitter somewhere along the line. I must admit, I hate it. It's going that long to get on the weekly, didn't it? So it's only been going since a short period of time, basically. It's the highest it's been, hey. Well, the last couple of years anyway. Because remember, it used to be Facebook. Yeah. So we're going to put the stop. It's not helping me at all. So I'll do this instead. Get this guy out of the way. So $200 shares. So maybe we can do a $10 stop, okay? So we need at least about 18 to 20. I'll take this a bit of support resistance there. That should do it. Is that right? I hate to say it, Vicky. If they get rid of people, it usually good for the share price because there's salaries to pay. Maybe if Eskom's a private company, heads have been rolling a long time ago. Okay, I'll put it down for you, and then you can make your mind up if you like it or not. Not sure about Amazon, but this is not too bad. We get 10 bucks. What is now? 196, whatever it is. 6.16. $10 above that will make it 206 on the dot, and then we can take it down here What was that, about $20? Where's $20 down here somewhere? Take it down to here, I think that's about fair enough. A little bit low, maybe I'll do 177.50, call it. Happy with that? Figures that is. What's that? $10. What's that? $180. Put it down, see you guys think you'll like it or not. If any doubt, please leave it alone. We had a bit of a rough time with us. Well, certainly today, that is. On META dot. So it's the best time to do something when you have a rough time with it. Time back on the horse, as they say. EP market basically 19. I've got it written down here, 6.16. SL 206 and TP, what's that? 177.50. Okay, well, make those two what you will. Yeah, I know that in Tomby, yeah. It was doing bloody well as well. And I thought that was an excellent trade. I mean, we had a real rough time with it. That really ended to add that a chat with Fanny earlier on. It's really doing heading a bit this market at the moment, to be honest. What's the Dolly N doing now? Going back down again? I'm a food to look at it. So it's going back down again. Anybody's guess that. So $1, maybe get yourself that. Look at the $1. That's not too big now. Make of that what you will, guys. If you're on board, it's not funny. If you're not on board, you just look at it in exasperation. Even Brent still seems to be coming down. Looks like the 70 might be the line the sound of where it's going. Normally, I'd say what a pleasure. This is a very high probability. Stop maybe at 68. Plenty of upside potential. But when you get this kind of irrationality, I get very nervous. Extremely, in fact. It's good to the new guys see when it gets tough, we all suffer, not just you. You still think it's your fault? No, the markets are very much disarray at the moment. $1 just doing nicely, literally about 10 minutes ago, now just slipped back again. It's just all over the place. This is my favorites, but didn't see anything happening. Swiss franc giving me a bit of a tough time. Now it looks like it might be starting to get anywhere. Too scared. Chef JPY. Even the CAD JPY. Yeah, well, in theory, we've got an area for a bounce. I don't know what's going to continue with the Japanese yen. I think in normal times, that's a very good possibility for some upside, but I think I'm going to take it a little bit easy this afternoon and try and get some sandy back hopefully tomorrow. Okay, any comments, guys? Sorry, I'm a bit gloom and gloomish, but it's frustrating. I'm not down. I'm okay. I'm just more frustrated. Maybe because I don't like the signals not coming right, you know? Not just for pride, for credibility of what you guys pocket if you have faith. I don't want to lose faith, you know. And the fixation is Brent though. There's a very good chance to get there. I wonder if you should maybe put a buy limit in it. I'll come back to just now. Not so sure on that either. Let's go back to the price action. Yeah. We sold it, correct. And it's doing just fine. Then it popped up. It's just, it doesn't know what it has no idea what it wants to do in Tomby. So don't ask me, I don't know either. Don't know. I will say on the hourly that 200 is holding, the 200 hours holding. maybe it'll come right. But yeah, let's remember the good times, eh? That just not long ago. That was a beaut. Okay, don't know what else to say, guys. I'm really sorry about that. Not much happening at all on that on the front there. Okay, right, not really in a banter mood, so should we talk some seriously about some trading questions? Unless you get a banter mood, I might cheer me up. The CAD CHF comes off, that'll cheer me up. Welcome, Maddie. Just bring looking through a couple of things here, but it's been a bit of a rough afternoon, as you probably felt yourself. Welcome back anyway. Just going saying that there's not a fat lot of reasons, but sheer jitters out there in the world markets. There's been they haven't really come in because the banks have been quick and the government's been quick to respond to that SVB situation. Having said that, it has people now very, very nervous. Remember, I was mentioning some other banks are now being put up the spotlight and they're looking a bit shaky as well. I'm talking US. Then you get the Credit Suisse situation. A lot to do with that nerves out there is why the market is just behaving the way it is at the moment. And I'm going to stick to my guns. This is a good time before the fall comes in. Yeah, pretty directionless. Yeah, I wouldn't be too cute. Chat stuff. We can do something else. We can tell a joke. I don't know. Discuss sport or something. But unless you can come up with something here, I'm going to be probably a little bit on the chicken side, to be honest. Not just because I mean you have lost. I know that. It's just because it's just not getting a lot of rhyme or reason at the moment. You know. And your Microsoft's coming off a little bit, which is good news. Meta's seem to be doing for, well, I say Amazon. That was quite a brave thing you did if you went for the buy on that one. It's up a little bit. You might come right there. Brave, you might just come right forward to the brave. Oh, Netflix. Yeah. A bit early, yeah, but we'll see it hovering around entry point. But it's just going to be jumping around now. You know, I can look at it just now and it'll, either of them will be in profit and it'll bounce around. Can't really add anything. Sorry, guys. Can't think of anything particularly. Feel a little bit out of control at the moment. I think I'm not the same. I'm not sure guys here. I mean, worldwide. I think it's just too much, too many jitters out there. Anyone see anything positive out there to have a look at? Anything you want to discuss? Just be careful your position size you time about this. If you do one, err on the definitely on the side of caution. Don't just go in big because it's got bills to pay. Not many people this afternoon. Maybe they're sort of seeing their sort of wounds, basically. What do you think, Ken? Do you see anything exciting there? Am I missing something? All dry. Etienne, you're quite a mathematician. Come up with some ideas. Anything out there that you can see, you get some sense out of? Can you see some sanity in this madness? Well done, a bit of profit anyway today. Yeah, Morris, got to mention that. Pretty well done. Okay, right. AUDNZD for a short. Well, you know, not much. Price action looks a bit quiet on it. Not against the shorts. Obviously, quite a bit of resistance there, and the price action is very indecisive over the last couple of days. Is it trying to break through? Is it going to get a struggle? It's only cuts only. Sorry, I'm not 15 minutes makes sense. Beg your pardon. I see what you're talking about now. Spot's on the 15, beg your pardon. Stop up here somewhere. Gone back and tested the resistance there. And then it came back down again. It seems to be holding that. How far down? That can't work, so it's going to be me down here somewhere. Not bad, not bad. What do you think, guys? Not bad. Just remember, they're pretty similar economies, those two. For that area, the Antipodes. And obviously, Australia's a bigger country with more population. It's a bigger economy, but otherwise, pretty damn similar. You're backing the NZD and selling the Aussie? Technically, might have a point. Can't sit blowing my hair back, but I take your point. What do you think, guys? Yeah, I know. Probably wise. Probably wise. It's been hard. I said a long conversation with one lady who wasn't very inspired the last couple of days worth of signals. It was embarrassing. But the guy said short the dollar, yeah, and I stuck to my gun. Some guys followed me, and I feel bad. But yeah, as long as you don't go all in, and you still got money left over to stay in the game. That's what I'm saying. Make sure your volumes are okay. Too little margin. Okay. Make sure you got enough margin. Make sure when you go in, you got enough to stay in the game. Because there are times, I've had them before, I have them again. You have times where you just think you can't conquer it, it's just everyone a coconut. But other times you think, well, what the heck's going on here? And this is one of them, I'm afraid. I look back over the last couple of days, I think it's about even Steven winners and losers. It should really be 2 winners and 1 loser sort of thing. So I'm got to make that back up. Yeah, I think maybe that maybe if you can break there, maybe, yeah, get a bit of confirmed break. I'm not that keen. Okay, yeah, gold is come back to Brent in a minute. Gold's still doing its merry up there, but how long is that going to last? Came off before, got that, and unfortunately, some guys held on, got stopped out. A lot of guys took it and made a couple of bucks on it. Maybe have a look soon. The dollar's still starting to go back up again. It's not affecting this. That's one thing I can say. If they go in tandem, that's telling you fear. Simple as that. If the dollar's going up and gold is not going down, that means there's money flying into gold. Why is it flying into gold? That's fear. There's a big immense fear factor out there in the world markets, and that continues. Inconclusive price action and gold and the dollar going the same direction, then you know there's a lot of fear going on out there, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of skittishness. I mean, we all know about the problem we have in South Africa, but there's problems outside there as well, big time. I read the article, forget his name now, the head honcho of MTN, and they made massive losses due to the load shedding and cable pinching and things like that. And they said, and he's saying, I mean, if they don't do something pretty drastic soon, it's going to go past the point of no return, basically. And the guys who got the British passports or the EU, Euro passports and got the Tom can take the chicken run. A lot of guys can't, though. I don't particularly want to go, but to be honest, I can. But I don't particularly want to go, but it's starting to worry me a bit. And apparently now crime's not looking too pretty either. But to say it's not exactly roses anywhere else, as a matter of fact. Okay. Yeah, what I was going to say. I think euro dollar is hovering. Dollar strengthening a bit as we speak, so I'm getting a little worried about that trade now, but that you took there finally. But I think if he gets up there and he break even, everybody and get out of it. Hope we didn't go in too big. Like I was chopping out. Even that's not in getting a direction. Yeah. Nasdaq's chopping around. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I usually find over life, just as you're about to jump out the window, some good news flies in. Just hope that's going to come about. Don't misunderstand. It's not to do with the trade goes right or wrong. This happens. It's just when you get to this complete inconclusiveness is such a word. I spoke to Jar today, and it's now 0.1 is the biggest position on the micro, by the way. It's the micro. Biggest position on the micro is now 0.1. So if you want to go bigger, you're going to have to go to the normal micro. Euro GBP, if you save the day, mate, I'll give you a virtual hug. Euro GBP, where is it? Not there. Mine, should have it there. The 15 minute keep back the daily. I'm a little bit wary, to be honest, of short the euro against the pound. I think it's a possibility of maybe some upside here, to be honest. I think there's slightly could be some likelihood. Listen, look at the it's pulled back a bit. I get that. Interest rates did stay the same. It's holding there pretty strongly on the buy area on the weekly. To be honest with you, I'm leaning more, maybe some upside, but I'll give you a due. It could well come off. I'm not going to go on to that either way, but just for almost the fun of it, I reckon there could be a bit of upside here. Unless you've heard something which I haven't, that the pound suddenly sparkle. What do you think? Do you think a short here or something along? I mean, I presume most will see LIA, but do you think there's a possibility of there's a short again? Yeah. And I'm leaning towards the upside of this one. Anyone want to do a trade on it? Upside, downside, or the LIA job? Newer guys, hey, Mandel, it's not always like this. Mardi, it's not always like this. You get some fantastic trading room times. Sometimes a bit iffy, to say the least. Imagine seems to be coming off a bit. I'm not sure. I'm on you. Whether you got margin or not, fine. I think you probably would LIA. But I like your idea, and it looks like it might even be right coming off. I'm not so sure. So I just write down that. Sure, yeah, big time, Vicky. Just write down GBP, JPY. Buy, sell, see what happens, and we'll put the figure down. Not going to stop loss unless you want to do it. just for fun. I'll put in just an entry point now, see what happens. Maybe have a bit of fun. I'm definitely not sure on that, Mundler. What I can say then is you can put money on it just out of just maybe liven up the tea after this afternoon. I'd say Pete's going to see some down. Let's say those can see some up and see what happens. Just have a bit of fun. We've gained some momentum. I wouldn't be shorting it there. But I have to say it was expected, and I'd be very surprised. If there was a difference in the expectation, some real drastic reason behind it. Okay. But so far, it seems to be coming off a little bit, as you say. Okay, well, we'll come back to that. Check it out later on. Go back in tech. The daily. Oh, look at that. Oh, well, who would have known? We got in there. I thought that's going to be definitely some downside. I still think the trade in theory was right there. Look what happened. Euro-dollar's popping up a bit. It's good if you're in it. NAS is not so good. Yeah, CAD CHF, that's the other one. Yeah. Look at the 50-minute candle, the previous one. Total indecision. Just a little tip there, guys. I mentioned before, matching obvious, but not me myself to say. Watch the price action on the candle. And if you see that kind of price action on the candle, that's telling you nobody knows. So just be aware. You know, what you want is something like this. You want a direction, or something like this, a direction. This is, even the short term doesn't know. Yes, it has. See from the sound and what you're saying there, like man's not sure or whatever. You're trying to grasp some rationality and direction. I just don't think it's there. And if we push it, you start finding it's there, and it come back and bite. I'm now getting that dollar-yen trade. I actually really thought the time was good, but looking back, maybe it was a bit, I don't know, whatever. Normal days, this would be a pretty good short, this one. Normal times, that would be a pretty good short. The Swiss bank thing, it really is, I'll check the apple cart, big time. Big time. And the knock-on effect and the investigation of other banks, particularly in America now, big time. Otherwise, I said, last we've got the rally now to short it. That in normal times would be an excellent short, in my opinion. Yes, it has. Yeah, it's been popping around with complete directions. Look at them a minute ago. Doesn't know what he wants to do. Here's another one I would think we didn't do so last time. I think it's good potential, a bit of upside on this. But then it gets in the sell zone, but I think this is so undervalued, and I haven't a clue why the Japanese has suddenly come to life. And it's not doing their economy any favors. It's the last thing you want, the very strong yen, because they're competing with cars and other products with the other tiger economies, and it makes them very expensive. And it's an exporting nation, as you know, except for the oil. Yeah. Maybe have an early finish today because it don't see much happening. Unless you want to discuss something else. If you come in, any new guys, Marty or Mandler, want to see the chart set up, or if you all got I'll give it again. It doesn't take too long. I'll give you the index for you, the dollar index for you. I think everyone's got my number, but I'll give it to you just in case. As long as you don't use it to hurl abuse at me if the trade goes wrong. I'm sorry about that. Believe me, I didn't do it on purpose. And even if I did, how would I know it's going to go wrong? You know what I mean? You see my point? Let's pick a trade we know is going to go wrong. How we don't know? You're in it. Well, you bloody star. You're in it. on the calendar for you. We'll do that. I'll check in a minute. And I'll put the number on. I think you've all got it, but just in case. Remember WhatsApp. Quicker and easier for me that way. WhatsApp. 061-529-21. Obviously, if you're outside the country, it's +2761. Okay, let's look at Amazon. Bloody hell! Whoa, 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 whoa! Someone knows what they're sodding doing. Well done. Do you take any of the other ones, Marius? Just Amazon, or do you take any of the others? Do you take the Meta, or what was the other one, Netflix? Netflix isn't, oh God, look at Netflix not doing too well. Okay, I teach me, Marius. Wait the entry points, yeah, good. Okay, right, so at least your Amazon's doing fine. At least you're out of Google now, finally, because that's jumped up. Has Baba done the same? Not much, so that might give some hope. German 34.
Google is out, but Baba, yeah, I'm hanging there. The profit is not bad at this point in time.
That's good news. That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear.
That's positive.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we've planned before at the moment. Great. Somebody did okay. I'm bloody pleased with your Amazon deal there. I'd chicken out, I don't care. You're in, well bloody done. Okay, it's not there yet. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves, Murphy's Law and all that, but at least it's got up nice in the right direction. Well bloody done. Okay, German 30 for a sell, Jacob. When I hear the word sell on the indices, I tend to automatically agree with you. And yeah, if you prefer this to the NAS or something, what a pleasure. Just remember, if you look at the price there, it's 49.28, which is slightly more expensive than NAS, and we don't have a micro on it. Just remember that. So you go to the specification, it's 10. So just bear that in mind. So I'll give you an example. Let's have a look. If you want to short it, you want to have it above here. I want a decent range. That's going to be too far. At least 200 pips, okay? So you're going to be looking in the region of about 360, 350, 360 for one micro. So I don't know what you got in your account there, Jacob, but if you've got less than 5 grand, I'd rather you looked at the NAS to sell rather than this one, because the contract size is 10. On the micro, it's only 1 on the NAS, if you see what I'm trying to say. Okay, so you're going to need at least a 200, maybe slightly wider stop to make it worth your while. And then you're looking at the right of 350, and that's in the realms of 5 grand above kind of balance to get the risk reward right, if you get my point. But having said that, anybody want me to do any figures on this one for a sell? Bearing in mind the suggesting if you want to sell the indices, rather look at the NAS. And this tends to follow it. If this goes down, the NAS goes down, this will go down. The NAS goes up, it's tend to go up with it. So rather do the more affordable version. That's my take on it. But what does anyone else think? Do you still want to put a risk reward up for you, Jacob, on that basis? Okay. I'm going to pass, yeah. Right, okay. Make it 200 pips above there. That'll make it this way probably easy. That'll make that 15150. 150. And then the TP. Take the TP, I'll take it down here somewhere. Otherwise, you're going to risk reward. If you can't take it there, well, you might be able to. 15,680. I don't think you will for that long, it. Sorry, 14,680. The stop loss is correct. Capital on through 14,680. That's not going to work. So you're going to have to take it a bit lower. Maybe that might just squeeze it. No. What do you think? Okay, maybe a little bit low down about this sort of level here. Should do it. That's your problem. Now, a reasonable stop, you're looking over 400 grand. So you need, in my opinion, about 6.5, 7 grand to make your risk reward, you know, without overdoing it. And if you got 6 or 7 grand and plenty of free margin, fair enough. Otherwise, might as well sell the NAS on the micro. But there you are. You wanted it, there it is. I ain't doing it. Yeah, I'm on your side on that one, Derek. There you are, Jacob. Do you want to do it, or do you think you'll pass on it? You want to do it, just for your own, I'll put it down and see how it works out. Even if no one else joins you, I'll put it down here to see how it works out. You want to do it? Just let me know. You can hear me? Okay, you're going to do it. I'll put it down for you. Okay. Join Marius's club there. The guys have got nerve.
Rod, so there's not a micro on FTSE as well as a German 30?
No. There's only micros at this stage of the game. There's possibly on the S&P and the FTSE, but the S&P giving so much data glitch. I cannot see the point having a micro on the S&P because it's only about 4,000. You see my point. So why would I have a micro? It's just too small a number. The FTSE at 7,000, I don't really see what the point is. If you're risking 30, 40 rand on a 12,000 micro, and the FTSE, what is the FTSE now? It's about 7,000. Put it in here.
7,000.
Yeah, that's right. So just put it in first of all. Hang on a second. Put it in first of all. GS. There we are. The point is this: you got a 12,000 Nasdaq from micro with about 40, 50 risk. What's the point of having a micro on the FTSE? Where is it now? You see the point? It's half the price. So then you start talking about 20 rand a micro, it becomes a little bit on the ridiculous side. Even a very wide stop. You get my point? I'll tell you right now, if let's say you wanted to short this, okay? Where do you put the stop on here? Let's say you shorted it with a stop up here. That is 200, that's about 220 pips, should we say? 220 pips a micro would be $2 would be your risk. About 35 rand. Is it worth it? You know, it's a bit daft. And that's a stop a mile away, you know, with a massive stop. I mean, you could put a stop there. I think actually not a bad one, this one. Actually quite like it now I've got it up here. I've looked at the FTSE for a while. It's come back, retested it. I think we're most angry for downside. I think it's too bad. And we don't have to put the stop a mile away. We can put it about there. Is that a bit close? Maybe a little bit wider. Maybe a bit 7550. 7550. Technically doesn't look too bad, does it? and just minimize this one. Take it down to, yeah, what's that? That's not gonna work. Maybe down to this level here. Just do the second. Uh, 7222. Make it 72. That just about squeeze it. If you want a bit lower, you can do. Think don't get the stop any closer. But again, you see, that would be 300 bucks. So I suppose that would mitigate a micro, and it might come as a possibility, and then it'd be 30 rand a micro. But that'd be 300 rand. But I think that's a possibility actually. But as long as you've got 4 or 5 grand account, you can cover that percentage risk of 300 rand. But I quite like this one. You like it, Mundler? I think I stumbled upon this one. This is about the better one I've seen. In fact, we'll just jump the gun a bit. Just gonna have a quick look at the weekly. Not too bad. Held there, but it's coming off again as far as I can see. Gone up, tested the support, maybe hopefully come off. What's so how are they doing? Up to the top of that range, which I don't think is going to hold. Feels I think it's a bad trade there. I'd support that one. Mandelice. Anyone else? I think it's not a bad one if you can afford it. And make sure even if you can, you've got enough free margin. Because I think some guys will like it, but just don't have enough a balance or free margin to risk 300 bucks on it. But it's actually, I have to say, it's not bad. Don't worry about TP at 1.5. You go further down, make sure you can modify your TP downwards, like Mark did the other day. Made him a bigger killing on the AD JPY. I raise my hand. What does that mean? I know what it means, raise your hand, but in what particular, what do you mean by that?
Lack of margin, as you mentioned.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, damn, it's bad to be in such a situation.
Yeah. But all right, never mind that. What do you think of the trade? I quite like it. What do you think?
No, I like the FTSE. Overall, gave me some good profits as well as good losses. But I think overall, with all the trades that I've done on the FTSE, I think I've done about 6 or 7 since the end of November, and it was quite profitable.
Well, would it be, remember Anna Marie? She'll probably join us again tomorrow, hopefully. She'll give the reason why she told me, but I'd rather her tell you. Yeah, and that was right up about the 8,079 mark not so long ago. And look, I said short, it's come off beautifully. Now it's in the sell zone, and look at that risk reward. It's dropped below 1.5. That means it's going in the right direction. So if you took that Mandler, you should already be seeing some blue. Anybody else take it? I'm going to put it down. What the hell? And put it down anyway. What price to get in? It was a bit high. I'll put the price you got. It was about 7,415. 7,550 and 7,2. To be honest, I don't want to throw the commentators and curse, throw the mockers on it and Murphy's Law on it. But this afternoon, that's by far the best one I've stumbled across. I say not the NAS, and I stumbled across this one. This is, yeah, I like it. I think you should do all right this one, Mandler. Brilliant. We'll come back to that. Nice one. The euro dollar, just for your sake, seems to be trying to move back up. Keep your fingers crossed. And what's that damn cat doing? Yo. I sort of looking back over spilled milk, but never mind. Now look at that. Now look at it, eh? Stopped out. Now look at it. Yo, 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 yo. Anyone waving the white flag? I wouldn't blame you. Look at that now. What's he doing, mate? So I hate to say it, some guys might adopt, take the loss, modify the stop away, which they shouldn't really do. Probably saying thank goodness, because it's actually starting to come right now, eh? I'm not sure what's propelling the NAS up there. Anyone not take the NAS? Mandley in the NAS. If you like the FTSE, look at the NAS up there. I know it's in the buy area, but I'm not sure that's going to be sustained. I think that's I think that's a possibility of a trade on the micro if you got the micro, and you can put a hectic stop with it. Maybe. Sorry, I can't see a thing there. Right out of the way is maybe really out of the way. Even up there, it's a hell of a long way away. But what the heck? You can afford on the micro. So look at it. TP down here. Maybe a little bit higher, make it. $66. What about that? Oh, if you're still in the micro, you leave it one, did it? I'm not talking about those are in it. Yeah, I get that. We'll just give a chance to somebody out. Because the stop on the NAS is 12.6 in the previous one. But if you're not in it, I'm giving a chance to come join, and this has risen up a bit and get a slightly wider stop. But you know, stick with it. The matter goes up 50, 80, well within the parameters. We've got a wide stop there. Anyone not in it and want to take it? Going, gone. Okay, leave it. Let's have a look at the Dow then. That's also micro. That's a hectic stop up there. 450 pips, 460 pips, but he can handle it. $4.60. What's that, about $80 a micro? $80 a micro. Leave that as well. Okay, we'll leave it. Just checking gold quickly. It's coming off. I thought about it come off. Don't chase it now. I think gold might pull back a bit. Brent. Hope it's still around the 72. I was going to take it. 100. Stick with it, Farney. Okay, solid. Just going to come back and do it. Solid. Wanted to get it when it was really down there around the 72 mark. Oh, well, never mind. What if I should chase it? Attempt to. Is it now? Brent, the risk reward on it. Should I? I do like the upside on it. It's a wide stop city. I'm stick with 68. So I need a TP up here somewhere. $80 might go further. That's not going to work. What's that? $83. That should work. What's that micro? So it's 0.1, 0.2. Try that. I'm gonna risk it solid. Idiot. Put my stops in it now. What about that moment? Put in afterwards, after the show. Yeah, see how that works out. Okay, what's this Dan CAD CHF doing? Hovering. Didn't ever get any pullback on the NAS?
No.
No. Thank you for that. Thank you very much. Oh well, tough. See how it goes. Okay, I'm still sticking the neck out on that one. Hold on if you got it. If you haven't got it, go for it. I just don't know what's propelling this market back up to 13,000. I don't know what's happening out there. Not with all the worries out there we all know about. Anyone's sort of got a radio will know about, or a TV. Okay. Okay, any questions, guys? You want the Brent? It's about $100 a micro. I will get it again for you. I want a wide stop on this, like I mentioned, and 83. Yeah, about $100 a micro. Lost my track on the Brent because we're only around 72. We were hovering and indecisive. Now I've got a worse price, but solid.
Can I suggest that you change the stop loss on this to 67.5 instead of 68, because the last low was 67.71. That's way back in 2001.
Yeah, that's right. In November, December. So that's what, 12 and 4. Yeah, about 16 months ago. Yeah. There you are. And it's 107. Doesn't make much difference. I'll put that in myself just after the show. I'll put that in for mine. But yeah. Yeah. Okay. And then I tell you right now, if it gets back down there, well, at least it'd be decent for the petrol guy buyers. So if you lose on this one, the good news is your petrol price will come down. You like that?
Hopefully taxi prices will come down as well.
Yeah, the downside of that farming, guys, try to get some banter that cheers all up. The downside of that is even the petrol price comes down, you'll need it because you'll have left. You wouldn't have enough money left even buy the cheaper price after getting knocked on it.
You're right.
Yeah. Well, there we are. Okay, well, that's the stuff there if you like it. Okay, right. That we'll do the down on that. We'll start with the NAS. I think a nice wide stop on the NAS. Nice wide stop. I really want a wide stop on this. You're going in now. Put the stop in the good manually. Out the way up there. Should we squeeze a little bit further out of the way? Because we can, the price going up a bit. There we are. It's a long way away. We can still take it down there. 11670. Just might squeeze it there. 11670. Yeah, you get the risk reward, $70 a micro. The taxi price, a good point. Maybe they will, but I tell you what, the loaners, the taxis, reading an article, are having a lot of problems because the extra price, they can't put the price up because the poor guys on small salaries, small wages, can't afford a price rise. They're not filling up as much as they used to. The running costs are still the same. So a lot of the taxi guys out there are having problems. I'm not talking about the Bolts, I'm talking about the combi taxis, and they're running into problems as well. Yeah, so there you are. Who asked for this one? Ellen, there you are. If you want to do it, $70 a micro. Maybe later, but not right now. I wouldn't invest a taxi right now. Don't get involved in the taxi wars. Okay, we got that. Thank you, Ellen. I look at the Dow, but I think the Dow will be more expensive because it's obviously a bigger figure. No grades on that, clearly, because it's 32,000. So on this one as a short, wanted above here, right about that sort of level. And then to get a TP, you got to go somewhere down here. I'll take it down here. 306, well, it's 307, 3,700. I'll figure that. That's $100 a micro. Still, you know, even the very wide stop, it's not horrible. And when I was last there last week, it's not so great. No, a little bit on the iffy side on this one, to be honest. I think rather stick to the Dow. I'd leave the NAS on that one. Okay. Yeah, I can agree on that. Leave that for the time being. Okay, indecision, and it was, you know, you put a stop in the week. I mean, the NAS, I think it was a fair whack ago when it was there. Yeah, it was a stop up here somewhere, wasn't it? Well, actually, yeah, it was on the weekly, sorry, on the daily. Up here somewhere, yeah. So the last of this sort of level is around about these areas here, which is just over a month ago, not like a week ago. But yeah, okay, that sounds fine. All right, this Microsoft's going up a bit. Hold on. If it goes a bit further, we can look at maybe shorten that tomorrow. I'm not sure it's going to be sustained. FTSE's doing about the same. Eurodollar's trying to squeeze up. Good stuff, just for your sake. CAD CHF, where is it now? No, back to the wall. No, really drive me insane, that thing. Baba still okay. Brent sideways, no surprise there. Okay. Yeah, my good friend here. Just what about the Swiss franc? Here's a very good opportunity, in my opinion, to sell it. Excellent possibility there. Just this Swiss franc, this Credit Suisse is worrying me a little bit, so I think we'll leave that alone. CHF, JPY, we'll leave alone as well. I'm just going to we've got the CAD CHF, I think just stay rather with that one. Okay. Glad you didn't go to Netflix. It looks like it's not doing too well at the moment, isn't it? I don't know how long it'll last. Okay, anyway, get stopped out. 3:15. Oh my goodness, I'll get stopped out now. Okay, anyway, that's about all I've really got to offer. Should we, unless you've got something else to offer, anyone want to chat something, maybe wrap it up and just pray we have a nice day tomorrow. Any comments, anything else? Marcus and Marty, anything you'd like to say? Anyone want to just go over? Got my number now. You've got the economic calendar, dollar index, You saved your charts. Anything else specification about? Cleared up the normal stuff. Anything else? If you ever want to reset your charts, just quickly, I think you know, do it quickly. It's that simple. Right click on the blank part of the chart screen and just go to properties and set up as you like. Okay. There's the example. If you like it, click OK and away you go. And don't forget to save it. I hope you've all got the 200, the 50. Those are vital. These two, I like them, but these, the brown and the blue are vital. 200 and the 50 simple. But put them on and save them. Yeah, I'm afraid to say, well, if you're baffled, sure as I am. Okay, so let's hope we get a bit unbaffled tomorrow. Let's all get on these and pray for an unbaffled day tomorrow. How does that sound? And you're good, Marcus. Okay, guys. Sorry it's a bit disappointing, but we might get a smile back in the face tomorrow. We've been through it before. We're not quitters, are we, guys? We'll stick it out and maybe have a big smile back tomorrow. Okay. Okay, great. Catch you guys tomorrow. And thanks for your support, by the way. I mean it. A bit of moral support from you. Cheers.
That was a great cluster.
Thank you. Thank you. That's what I need to hear.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you very much, Marcus. Yeah, as I say, that's when you need your support, eh? From your trading family.